Hello! In this video I'm going to be talking about the Ritualist build, which is a combination of Dream and Nature masteries. So this class can be taken in a number of directions. The two distinct ones I can see are the Petmancer and sort of regular melee playstyle, but I think Petmancer is probably the more conventional one to go with this class. So I'll go with the skills and we'll start with the Petmancer build, the build which is oriented towards having pets and with the pets dealing most of the damage and you taking the supporting role. So I'll begin with Dream. If you see here, the key skills would be, well, of course, the Nightmare. I've got Nightmare, which is one of the pets. If you see, I went for the Mastermind skill, which will be really useful because when you have the other pets in nature, the wolves, this will make them stronger. So this is a good skill to have together, like Nightmare and Wolves. It's quite a strong collaboration, and then you've got other skills, supporting skills as well, and you become deadly. And yeah, of course, other skills here. You got the trances. I think Trance of Convalescence will be the best one. This is like the most common one because it gives you loads of protection, in terms of damage absorption and stuff. And then you got the Lucid Dream tree. I thought as a Petmancer, you probably wouldn't need to max the first two skills because they're actually dealing with sort of just delivering damage and offensive ability and stuff, and if your pets are dealing most of the damage and you're just taking the back seat, you probably won't actually need these two skills. The temporal flux you might need though, because the speed, in case the monsters get to you, you can quickly run away. And likewise here, I didn't go for Phantom Strike either because you probably won't be needing to attack head on. I did go for the Distort Reality though, because that's sort of a good area attack, so that's when the monsters do start swarm you and your pets, then you can release that and it will just hit everyone in the vicinity. And let's look at the nature. If you see here, I went for the wolves, so wolves together with Nightmare would be a good combination of pets you've got there. And of course you got Heart of Oak, which will make you have more health, and also will do that to the pets as well, because it's got a radius, so it will affect all of your pets. So that's a definite good skill to go, the entire tree, Heart of Oak. Plague would be really helpful as well because it's a debuff and it will weaken the monsters and make them easier for your pets to kill. And yeah, there's also, I kind of already started running out of skill points, but I would probably recommend to go for Regrowth as well, because that gives you a way to heal your pets, so if they sustain damage you can heal them. I didn't really have points for the Nymph. If you want to pick up Nymph as well, you'll have to sacrifice points elsewhere in some other skill, like maybe in Distort Reality or in Plague or whichever. That's about it for the Petmancer. I mean, you can always change around some skills, like you could, for example, if you don't want Plague, you could get Sands of Sleep instead in a Dream Mastery, and that will put a group of enemies to sleep, sort of like makes them for a short period of time. It's not exactly an amazing skill, but it's a little bit helpful. And yeah, this Distortion Wave as well, if you just want to sort of do it along the line to sort of just hit monsters and slow them down. But yeah, I think this is a general sort of build for the Petmancer. Now if you want to go, you don't want to concentrate much on the pets and you want to dish out the damage yourself, so you're probably better off to going melee actually than any other. Also, you could go an archer or a mage, but I think melee would be easier if you don't want to go for the pets. So here I've rearranged the skills to show how it will go for the melee. If you see, I've got Phantom Strike here, and we went for Distort Reality again, and we maximized the Lucid Dream tree, and we also went for the Psionic Touch. I didn't go for the Nightmare, although you could, if you want, put a handful of points in, and 5 points is actually good because that's when he gets his area attack, and also 1 more point in a Confusion Gaze, so that'll confuse the monsters. But yeah, otherwise, and then you've got the Trance of Convalescence again, and I did put Sands of Sleep here as well, although this already starts getting like optional skills. And if you look in the nature, if you don't go for the wolves, you'll free up a lot of skill points, because wolves take a lot of skill points. So if you don't go for them, you've got quite a lot of spare ones here, which we used in a dream from skills like Phantom Strike, and if you want you could go for Distortion Wave as well. But if you can notice, actually, if you go melee, you actually don't get to utilize much of the pet skills. Heart of Oak and Plague are pretty much the only compulsory ones. The others would be like already favoring the Petmancer build. Although there's nothing stopping you from mixing and matching the two. You could sort of go for one of the pets, maybe like Nightmare or Wolves, and then the rest you could put in like Phantom Strike or something, so you could deal damage yourself and your pets helping you. So Yeah, you can mix the two styles. You just got to be a bit careful, because if you are the jack of all trades, you could be the master of none. That's something you've got to watch out for. And just quickly mention the stats. If you are going for the Petmancer, then most likely you, I think, will be a mage, although you don't have to be. Because if the pets are dealing most of the damage, then there's not much of the damage depend on you, so it doesn't matter if you have high intelligence or high strength, although high intelligence will help if you want to sort of do supporting spells and stuff, stand on the background, or you could be an archer and just stand on the side and just shoot from your bow. In that case, you would want to go for strength and dexterity. And if you go for the melee, then it's sort of going to be the usual kind of build, which is 2-to-1 ratio in strength and dexterity respectively. And if you want to go for a hybrid, then it'll be something more like 2 in strength, 1 in intelligence, and 1 in dexterity. So there's different styles. But yeah, I think that, as I mentioned, going as a Petmancer is probably the best to go with this class. And yeah, that's about it. Hope that was helpful. Bye then.